This is Mr. W speaking to all my fellow investigators out there. I invite you to leave behind what you think you know. Close your eyes, let the static of the world fade, and follow me into a story that brushes the edge of reality. Tonight, we turn our gaze upward, not just toward the vast, star-strewn canvas of the cosmos, but toward the mysteries that seem to touch our atmosphere, and sometimes, more disturbingly, our lives. We're speaking, of course, about a phenomenon known by many names through the ages, perhaps most commonly today as unidentified flying objects or UAPs, and their darker counterpart, alien abductions. What are these objects? Who, or what, is behind them? And are these seemingly separate puzzles, UFO sightings and abductions, truly part of the same enigma? Tonight, we peel back the layers, compare the leading hypotheses, and trace the shape of a mystery that has haunted us for centuries. Long before the modern term UFO existed, humanity was already documenting strange aerial events. From Roman reports of shields in the sky, to Chinese chronicles of flying orbs and fire-colored clouds, these ancient descriptions often paralleled modern sightings. Were they simply witnessing meteor showers, atmospheric phenomena, or something more? The so-called modern UFO era began in the mid-20th century, with incidents like Kenneth Arnold's 1947 sighting of flying saucers near Mount Rainier, and later the infamous Roswell incident. A new chapter began. These events ignited the public imagination and brought forth the dominant theory, still held by many, the Extraterrestrial Hypothesis, or ETH. This posits that some UFOs are advanced vehicles created and piloted by beings from other planets. It was a compelling idea. The space race was underway, science fiction was flourishing, and humanity was beginning to think seriously about life beyond Earth. However, even then, not everyone was convinced. Skeptics point out the lack of hard evidence. Despite tens of thousands of reports, there remains no publicly available physical proof of extraterrestrial hardware or biological samples. Many sightings, they argue, can be attributed to natural phenomena, aircraft, satellites, weather balloons, even psychological illusions. Some suggest that a significant number of cases result from human error, misperception, or technological limitations. Psychologists have also tried to explain aspects of the phenomenon, particularly abductions, as symptoms of sleep paralysis, trauma, or culturally induced hallucinations. The sense of being taken in the night, experimented upon, or encountering strange beings has eerie parallels in ancient folklore, not of aliens, but of fairies, spirits, and demons. Yet, some accounts defy easy explanation. The sheer consistency of certain abduction elements across cultures and decades, descriptions of tall beings, missing time, medical examinations, and the overwhelming feeling of powerlessness suggest something more than just dreams or delusions. Military testimony, such as that of Commander David Fravor, adds credibility. Trained observers encountering craft performing maneuvers beyond known physics are difficult to dismiss outright. In recent years, even the U.S. government has acknowledged this. Reports from the Pentagon's ARO and NASA's UAP study team suggest that something is indeed occurring, though what exactly remains unknown. While ETH remains popular, it's no longer the only explanation. Some researchers have proposed other hypotheses, each one more mind-bending than the last. Hypothesis 1. Time travelers. What if these beings aren't from another planet, but from our own future? The time traveler hypothesis posits that the so-called aliens are actually advanced humans returning from the future to study or guide us. Their altered appearance, larger heads, smaller bodies, might simply be evolutionary traits. Could these abductions be scientific studies? Could they be trying to prevent catastrophe, or perhaps simply understand their roots? Hypothesis 2. Interdimensional beings. Another possibility is that the beings and craft we observe don't originate from a planet or timeline at all, but from a parallel dimension. The interdimensional hypothesis suggests that there are realities layered over ours, sometimes bleeding through in ways we barely perceive. This might explain why UFOs appear and vanish so suddenly, or why abductions often contain dreamlike elements. These entities could be crossing from a neighboring reality, not through space, but through folds in the fabric of existence. Such theories align with quantum physics and ideas in string theory that propose the existence of hidden dimensions. Hypothesis 3. Psychological/archetypal manifestations. Another angle, often ignored, is the idea that the phenomenon is not external at all, but internal. This theory suggests that what we perceive as aliens are projections from the collective unconscious, akin to Jungian archetypes. They emerge from deep within the psyche, triggered by emotional or societal stress, manifesting as culturally relevant visions. This would explain the evolution of entity types over time, from angels to fairies to aliens, as well as the intensely personal and transformative nature of abduction experiences. But what if all these hypotheses are partially true? Could the UFO phenomenon be a multifaceted phenomenon, touching multiple levels of reality at once? Maybe it isn't a case of either/or, but all of the above. Some encounters hint at a convergence of these hypotheses. Sightings with paranormal elements, poltergeist activity, strange creatures, and psychological effects suggest we may be dealing with a phenomenon that can manifest differently depending on the observer or the context. Could the truth be a blend? Interdimensional entities traveling through time to manipulate or observe humanity, interacting through the subconscious or dream states, occasionally appearing as physical craft? We must also acknowledge the role of conspiracy. For decades, governments have denied, obscured, or misdirected public understanding. Whether out of fear, ignorance, or strategic secrecy, these cover-ups have muddied the waters, leaving us unsure what is real, what is hoax, and what is misdirection. The result is a narrative filled with gaps, myths, and half-truths. But within those shadows, patterns emerge. Something is happening. Something has always been happening. The question is not just, what are they? But perhaps more chillingly, why are they here? Or more unsettling still, why are they showing themselves now? So, fellow investigators, as we weigh the possibilities, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, psychological, or something else entirely, we must keep an open mind. This is not merely a scientific mystery, but a philosophical and perhaps even spiritual one. The answers may lie not only in the skies, but within our consciousness, our history, and our myths. The investigation continues. Until next time, keep watching the skies and the shadows.